Okay.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Tuesday. יום שלישי, פעמיים כיתוב.
Right. Twice the lessons. Exactly,
Twice,
right?
yeah. Anyway, we are in middle of Torah Nun Vav.
Nun Vav, yeah. It's
Torah Nun
56.
Vav. This is going to be the part 2. I believe this Torah is going to be quite a long one. So far, we started with the pasuk, וביום הביקורים בהקריבכם מנחה חדשה לאדוני בשבועיכם מיקרו קודש יהיה לכם כל מלאכת עבודה לא תעשו. So Rabbi Nachman,
So that's what the day that they bring the new fruits, when they bring the gift before Hashem on the Shavuos holiday. So it's a holy day for you, and you should not do any work.
All right. So Rabbi Nachman basically was talking about in the first 2 paragraphs about that every person of Am Yisrael basically have a kind of a ruling a influence. Okay, so Prince of Malchus, a ruler, right. He can influence, and each one have a different level of influencing. Okay, so I for example, I only have a influence over my immediate family. Mendel is the yeshiva, some kind of CEO,
right, which means I don't have influence even over my family.
So he have influence.
And myself, he have influence.
He have influence a ruling on the entire community. Maybe not on you, but on the entire community.
We're still trying to figure out who's in the community.
But some of the influence that he has, it's like you could see right away that he could say for all the guys, like, you go arrange that, you move this table, do this. But some of the influence he has, like, he doesn't even know, and it's not visible. It's like, somebody was listening on him on a Fabring, and he's like, oh, got inspired. So it's kind of.
So you have to be very careful with what you say.
Yep.
You never know who's not just listening, but also being influenced by it. And
absolutely. So, but he's getting influence from someone bigger, maybe someone who have more influence. So basically, you have a chain of command in Judaism, and some people have more influence, and some people have less influence, and some people have immediate influence, and some tzaddikim have influence over half a generation.
Yeah.
But it all comes up to a tzaddik who have influence on the entire generation. And this tzaddik can even be somebody that nobody knows him, but he's still all the tzaddikim, and they themselves don't know them, but they know that their soul is answering to his soul, and getting all of the shvaim through him. And I think this is what anyway,
that's what we're holding so far.
No, and even more than that, even a Yid who went to Thailand, and he's working up with the Zohar, he still gets his influence from the Tzaddik Ador.
Right. Even he's involved mamish now in idol worshiping, doesn't make a difference.
No, even he have influence on some other people, even though nobody knows it.
What's interesting also, this connects to the first Torah we learned, right? Is that even by having a good thought about another person,
you can influence
him, and even without telling him about this thought.
Absolutely.
So this connects, because you can see here.
And then he continues and says that everybody needs to be careful, very careful. You have the influence if you like it or not. So because you have this influence, now you have a lot of big responsibility. With the influence comes the big responsibility,
right?
And you need to make sure not to use this influence to bad things, only to good things.
Right.
So you need to learn how to use this ruling to be free. Because as it says, Mordechai, right? Mar Dror.
Yeah, but Mordechai was like it says not at the Tzava. He was the Moshe Rabbeinu of the generation. And he was the one who influenced the entire generation during Achashverosh's
time. And where was he sitting? He was always sitting in front of the gates of the king.
That's the Malchus.
Huh?
That's the Malchus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
mine. L'chaim Tovim V'Shulam.
With bracha.
וצריך להמשיך אריכות ימים לתוך המלכות, שלא תהיה בבחינות הרבנות מקברת את בעליה. And you need to draw in the
Like length of days it means, but Arichos Yom is length of
you
days.
need to draw in a length
Long days.
Long days.
Could also mean long years. But
Long days. אריכות ימים means
long days. We can also long years.
living long.
Yeah.
You need to
long life.
You need
long life. Yeah.
long live the king.
Oh.
Long live
long
the
live the
king.
king. So you have to draw in the long live to the king.
Yes. שלא תהיה בבחינות הרבנות מקברת את בעליה, because if you there is, these Rabbanim who are literally buried. They never have time for nothing. They're always behind, and
In other words, it didn't give them freedom.
They're always like from a phone call to a phone call to a phone call to a phone call. Half the phone calls fall through, and from the other side you have big Rabbanim that no matter when, no matter what, somebody's gonna come. They're gonna have 5 minutes for him. You need to know how to conduct your ruling.
Right.
You could be having it in a relaxed way, and you could be like, it's all, I don't know exactly. I'm not a rabbi teacher, so I can't teach rabbis how to lead.
I'm not telling nobody what to do.
But I don't know. Anyway,
well, it's really he's talking here Arichos Yomim, right? Interesting. What does it literally mean?
Long days.
Long days, meaning you could have the same day, right? But your day is a short day. You didn't have time for nothing. Another guy, he's a rav of a whole whatever, right? In the meantime, somehow when you come to him and you have a question, oh, come in, right? He has time. Wait, how does he have time? He has more to do because he has Arichos Yomim. He has like his days.
Wow.
Long days.
Mendel, I like it. Anyway. בואו נדבר כל אחד לפי בחינת המלכות שיש לו ובחינת צופה. Because every single person, כי כל אחד לפי בחינת המלכות שיש לו ובחינת צופה. I think we learned it last week.
Which ranging also tzeifa.
But I don't know if
what's tzeifa?
Tzeifa is a watcher.
It's a watcher,
watch.
Right?
Yeah.
But tzeifa, we also know, right? That's one of the big mashalim given for the upper worlds. Why by them, here, like it could be 3 years, and by them it's like it's very fast. I'm not talking about by Ein Sof, it's the whole thing is Beskira Achas is like it's not even. But right, so why it goes faster? Because and only that, how do they know what we're gonna do before we did? But we have free choice, right? So if the person watching, if you're standing on a mountain and you see 2 trains coming, right? They don't see each other, but you already know that they're going towards each other. You could already figure out when they're going to cross each other. So tzeifa is means where is your perspective from?
שמוטל עליו להזהיר ולהוכיח את האנשים שמשורשו. That it's easier the guy who's sending
that can see what they can see.
He need to tell him, hello, you guys rushing into each other's crash. Careful.
You might want to change tracks of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
שיש לו בחינת מלכות עליהם because he's the conductor.
Yeah.
He is
or whatever they call the guy. My father-in-law does this. Not anymore. He's retired. But no, not this. He was in offices. But a very, very big train hub in Ukraine, which every single train, which rail they need to go on at which time and all this. If you made a mistake, you'd have a big problem.
Oh yeah.
He was each thing, which rails. So it's like this guy who's.
It's plumbing.
Yeah, but it's more like this. But it's more like from the architecture
flow.
rather than the
It's flow.
Yeah.
Anyway. ואם הוא מזהיר ומוכיח אותם, אזי הוא עושה את שלו. If you're warning them, you did yourself, הוא מציל את נפשו, כמו שנאמר, צופה נתתיך לבית ישראל. And he's doing him, and he's saving a lot of people. He says in יחזקאל, I put you as a watch on עם ישראל, ואתה, כי הזהרת רשע, ולא שב מרשעו, הוא בעוונו ימות. And that you warned them.
Right.
And he didn't listen to you. He will pay for his.
That's his problem.
ואתה את נפשך הצלת, and you, because you didn't sit down and watch, you did your job, and you are safe. אבל אם אינו מזהיר ומוכיח אותם, אזי העונש עליו. If you were
you're
sitting on the top of the mountain,
you see that,
and you're like,
you don't say nothing.
You're like, oh yeah,
Okay.
Who is gonna hit who first?
Let's put the TikTok.
Popcorn.
Right.
So
This one's gonna go viral.
that's on you.
That's on you, right? If you call the conductors and you told them, hey guys, you gotta you gotta go on the right and you gotta go on the right track or you're gonna hit each other, and they go, we don't know. Okay, then it's not you.
That's very confusing because they both need to go on the right track.
Yeah, watch. It's like one of those,
He's right this way and he's right.
Right, yeah, which right? My right.
My right or his right. דהיינו שיראה שיוכל, ועל כן הרבנות מקברת את בעליה, and this why the Rabbanus is bearing their
its masters.
The masters.
Meaning I guess the guys
the
Rabbanim who don't stand up, meaning the people are relying on Rabbanim to stand up and you take a stand for Torah. It doesn't make a difference what's the politics, doesn't make a difference what's going on, right?
See, very interesting.
So
I don't know.
if you do it and they don't listen, why? Because they're involved in the politics. So fine, that's not on you. Your job, but your job is to stand up and say.
It's just something came into my mind.
Yeah.
It might be said somewhere about something like that, but I never saw it anywhere. Maybe my brain stole it from somewhere. I don't know. It says הרבנות מקברת את בעליה. If you owning the Rabbanus, it's gonna bury you. But if the Rabbanus owns you,
oh, interesting. Right, that's when does it bury you? When you're baleo, when you're trying to be its master.
Yes. But if you let
we're talking about the guy who does Almanasli is Rav, who's learning his Torah learning, and so they should call him, they should give him respect.
I'm the boss.
So then it buries you.
I'm the rabbi.
Yeah.
I'm the rabbi. God forbid. I'm no rabbi.
I've been to one or two such funerals.
That's not nice. ועל כן צריך לראות להמשיך אריכות ימים לתוך המלכות, דהיינו להזהיר ולהוכיח אותם. And this why, by the way, על פי דרך הטבע, according to people, how people perceive life,
yeah,
all of those Rabbanim who passed away at 90, 100,
yeah,
87, they shouldn't have survived so long, right? Because they don't work out and the body is all crunched in, they have no blood flow. How do they live so long?
Right, it's like they passed away and you forgot to tell them about it, right?
And by the way, all of those Rabbanim, I don't know, I don't want to start saying names, that lived so long that recently, people from Dardea, what they call it, from 100 years ago, they lived in the 1800s, some of them were born in the end of the 1800s, right? Or the beginning or whatever. They had long days. Yeah. Not only long living. You could have come in and get advice.
On a single day, the amount of things they were involved in.
They saw thousands of people. Yeah. And they had time. I mean, I don't know, thousands, hundreds of people. And they had time to learn. And they had time to learn, to write, and to give shiurim, and to prepare shiur.
Right. To give advice to people.
It's a phenomenal. Yeah. It's a phenomenon.
It's amazing how in other words, you can say, oh, he only slept 2 hours. Okay, I don't care. There's still only them, even when you're sleeping nothing, there's only 24 hours, right?
I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you know how to do it, you can get arichas yomim because you're drawing in.
So he's going to tell us how to do it, no?
I hope so.
I hope so. Usually he does, no?
He said, how do you do it? By warning the people around you.
That's, but he,
I know, how do you, ועל כן צריך לראות להמשיך אריכות ימים לתוך המלכות.
היינו שיוכל להזהיר ולהוכיח אותם. But he's saying it around. He's saying he needs to draw down the arichas yomim. Why? So that the arichas yomim enables the being able to warn them and to, by the way, warning and rebuking them doesn't mean yelling. No. It means like you said before, in a way of nachas.
In sichas chaverim. But it's not. How do you?
Here, no, you're going to stay here.
But this wording here, ועל כן צריך לראות להמשיך אריכות ימים לתוך המלכות. You need to see to bring אריכות ימים. I know, how do you do, meaning?
No, but
you need to do draw, but meaning, what I mean to say, you need to...
No, but then he says שיוכל.
דהיינו שיראה שיוכל להזהיר ולהוכיח אותם. שיראה. you need to see that you could do that. Because כשם שמצווה לא אומר דבר מסקבל עליו, you need to also find the tachbulos to give the chocher in a way that it's going to be miskabel alev.
Right.
You see, he doesn't say, this is, oh wow, that's very interesting. You know, כשם שמצווה לא אמר דבר המסקבל על הלב, כך כן מצווה שלא לומר דבר שאינו מסקבל על הלב. Right?
Yeah.
So, and over here in the pasuk it says, ואתו כי זרת ראש ולא שב מראשון.
Right.
So it's a contradiction.
Right. It's like the Nordic. Yeah, no.
כשם שמצווה לא אמר שמסקבל על הלב. You need to say it in a way that מסקבל על הלב. If it's going to end up doing it or not, that's a different thing. But
from your end, you have to say it in such a way that's going to be an effective way. That's going to stick to him. It's going to reach him.
It doesn't have to be effective.
No, but also that could reach him.
It needs to be in a way that is not going to resent you.
Meaning, it has to be in a way real things.
You know, like
meaning it's coming out of absolute love, and it's being given over in a way of absolute love.
You could see somebody, just for a crazy example, somebody who is half religious, you know, is somewhere in between, and he's going to turn on the light on Shabbos. You could go into him and tell him, "How dare you? It's Shabbos today,"
right?
And in a very, very calm tone.
But it's not giving you
right. Or you could go and it's just an example, but it's not going to work with everybody. Obviously, you need to know each one. And go and call them down and be like, you want to learn a little bit something?
I said, don't worry about the light. It's Shabbos. Come, let's sit down and learn together.
No, open the Shabbos and be like, and learn with them a little bit and be like, you know, it's according to what says here, it's not so okay. So he might not act on it, but he's going to be right.
So even if he didn't listen to you, but he's not resentful of it either because it's given a way of.
So you're not pushing it further away. I think that's a big part of it because. דהיינו שיראה שיוכל להזהיר ולהוכיח אותם. You need to see that you could.
But I think that Yichus Yomim causes that. I think the cause of Yichus Yomim is Asik Taylor or something like this. As we might see. So.
Fine. איך אפשר לו להזהיר ולהוכיח אותם? כי אינו יודע מה שצריך להם, וגם אינם אצלו להוכיח אותם. But how does he know what the people need?
Interesting.
How does he know how to tell them what to do or to prove them wrong or whatever? Because he doesn't know what they need, and they're also they didn't come for him for advice.
Not just that. He's saying, wait a second. We're talking about, we just said before that, okay, fine, by us we have our sphere of influence, right?
Right.
But sometimes, even by us, right? You mentioned before, like what if you're sitting here banging some kid sitting there listening? You don't even know the kid. You don't know what he needs. Not only that, then you go to the tzaddik of the generation. He could be in a whole different country. Never met the guy.
Right.
So how's he able to give rebuke to somebody? Let alone know what the guy needs.
I think he was talking about the Beis
I think he's talking about
Beis Galia.
Maybe
because all of the Esther, this is stuff who happens automatically. You don't know about it. They don't know.
But I think he's talking about both, maybe.
Because he said before that the Beis Kassia, the people themselves don't know about it. The people who the Beis Kassia, they themselves not always know about it.
No, so this I don't know if the person knows about it, but the person giving the rebuke, it's saying, first of all, when you see somebody, let's say some guys in shul, you don't really know him. Fine, Shalom Aleichem, how are you? Here's my name. You don't know anything about him. How are you able to give him? And it says you're supposed to give again. I don't know if rebuke is a good word. In English, rebuke is
he continues and he said, and this is why you need that. You need knowledge.
Yeah.
So you can know through knowledge. You're going to know how to give them techochem. And now, how do you come to this kind of a das? So it's a kind of 22. So first, you need to have long days to know how to give techochem. And this techochem is going to give you long days.
Yeah.
And you need to long days to give techochem.
Right.
And this is why people say about somebody, the lemel, you say, we learned it last week.
It could be a little bit. It's okay. It's good stuff.
And this is what the world say, that this guy, what does he know from his life? Because he have no life. Because he have no knowledge.
Right. You have a life.
Knowledge is life.
Yeah.
Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is life itself.
Right, because it's not. We're not talking about chachma and being a das.
Kikar
Comes all the way
הידיעה,
from the Ratzon HaPashut, from the
כיכר
self.
הידיעה הוא מחיים מאריכות ימים.
Yeah.
From the life and long days, you get life. If you have a day that is full, you can have a busy day and you can have a full day.
Right, you can have long days, right? Long days is again. That's what we're saying. It doesn't mean you have more than 24 hours,
right?
But your days are full of life, and if they're full of life, right, then you have it's a different day. It's a day where somehow everything you needed to what's it called? You have time.
I have a roofers, people who do roofings, Spanish roofers. Their day is full. Sorry, not full. Is busy. They start demolition at 6 o'clock, getting materials. They are not getting off the roof until 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
But
was this Javier? Javier?
He's one of them.
Yeah, he's very good.
I don't know. Which Javier?
Javier was like very, very
Gonzalez? Javier Gonzalez?
I think so.
They're all Gonzalez.
No, it's what's it called?
No, whatever.
He has a group of guys under him. Anyway.
So yeah, my guys.
So they have
send me number. I think 1 second. Hey, Sash, I'm in the middle of a podcast. No, it's on the floor in the basement. Bye.
Yeah, so it's fine. So these roofers, they go on in the morning.
They have a busy day.
Yeah.
But they don't get knowledge. I'm excuse my language, but most of them are dumb as a nail.
They're workers.
Yeah. They just need somebody to knock on their head to get going.
Right.
Right?
There's only it could be from all the group. There's only one guy who actually understands really they
understand roofing. They understand roofing. Just because you know a certain trade doesn't make you smart. You could take any guy, and you train him to do something, and he will understand better.
Not any guy, but most
any guy. You know what? In some cases, the stupid guy that you trained him in to do roofing,
it's better because
you will understand how the roofing works better than a complicated guy.
Yeah,
the guy
because he's more complicated.
Because he doesn't. For him, he understands where the water goes. He saw so many leaks. He saw so many roofs. He doesn't overthink it. It's like the water goes here.
Right.
They need to put under here. That's it. Done. Right. Finish. I saw it in so many places.
Yeah.
I mean, even in matzahs.
Even by matzah.
The people who do the perfect round matzahs.
Yeah.
Believe me, I had conversations with them.
Yeah.
They're simple. But they understand the dough.
It's like
understand how the dough reacts.
It's like Kamala Harris. You make the dough round because you have to make it round, and that's why it's round. It's a circular conversation. That's how they make a round matzah.
By the way, this was a politics joke. Okay.
Don't worry. Very soon we're gonna have Trump. We'll have Trump jokes too. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So in other words, just because you have arichos yomim,
no?
Yeah. Just because you have arichos, and also the question is, hang on a second. In order to have das, in order all this stuff, at the end of the day, you have to have arichos yomim first. You have to have long days. Look, the truth is like this. Think about it. You could have all the skills in the world. If you don't have time, you know this, right? If you don't have time, right? How many people skilled people, and say, so how come I don't have time? Don't have time for anything, right? You have arichos yomim, then everything else is possible.
That's why the shelves are not happening yet, because you don't have time.
That's not because we don't have time. That's because we don't have the rotzen yet. It's not strong enough.
You have the rotzen?
Yeah, to a degree.
30 degrees.
You would see if my wife would come yell at me at the stacks of svarim.
Yeah, but she doesn't come here.
The stacks of svarim. I know that. Why do you think I make sure she doesn't come here? She comes, yells at me with the stacks of svarim. You'd see how fast this.
Fine.
Yeah, you saw the bookshelf. We're talking about how long my wife's bathroom got done very fast, right? Because it's
I forgot you don't use this bathroom, man. My wife's bathroom.
Yeah, well, listen, she's a Maharani. She has her own bathroom. Everything. Back in the day, who had their own bathroom? You didn't even have your own room. Let alone your own
bathroom. Back in the day in Pittsburgh, only the men have their own bathroom in the basement.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh toilet. Yeah. Yeah, from the coal mines. Yeah, no. So the question is now. So how do you get? If that's the case, so the whole thing hinges around arichus yamim, long days, right?
Yeah.
Well, how do you get that?
כי לבוא לאריכות ימים הוא על ידי עסק התורה. Not learning Torah,
Bam!
business of Torah.
Right, through the business. Right, it's called the business Asik Torah, the business of Torah.
It's not just sitting and learning. You need to.
No, to be involved.
You need to work at it.
They use also involvement, but it's a bit. It means involved in a business way.
Working.
Yeah, toiling in the
scratching the surface.
Yeah. No, listen, it's just true. It's like somebody in this business, right? Yeah, whatever. We will ship them out. You won't ship them. Wait a minute, this is how you run your business.
When
your business, you're all in, right? The trade is our business. We're all in.
You go under contract with a partner. You read it. You understand each role. You break it down.
Yeah, it's all this all affects you in a very real way.
Yeah, this is
Torah is the same thing.
This is the real contract.
We're gonna learn something. No, wait
when
a second.
When you learn Torah, this is the real contract with the Eibishter.
Yeah,
that's the real contract. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a contract. It's a contract. It's a deed. The Torah is our deed to the Holy Land. This is why we own Eretz Yisrael. We have a contract, right?
This is how you connect. How do you connect the Eibishter? Through learning Torah. And why was it? We had the first Chorban Beis Hamikdash. I think there is a matter says because
very
people,
timely now.
Because
right now we're in the period where the two temples were destroyed. So.
Right. So in the first, I think the first Beis Hamikdash got destroyed because people didn't say Birkas Torah.
Right. Yeah, they didn't say the blessing on the Torah. Yeah.
Before they learned.
Yeah, I think we had this at some point. No, something about those. The Rabbi Nachman spoke at some point about Birkas Torah and why the.
No, yeah, we have a Torah down there that talks about it too. But the Birkas Torah, in the Birkas Torah is what Asher Bochar Banu.
Right.
Right. So there is basically a connect. This is how you connect to Eibishter. Learning Torah with the Birkas Torah.
Right.
And if you don't learn Torah, you lose connection.
Right. That's what it was. I think it was the Torah. He was talking about the same idea of somebody who learns in order to be a Rav.
Right.
Right.
Just
like remember Rav Lachem B'nei Levi or whatever.
Yeah. Not the Beis HaKnesset. No, don't go daven.
Right, go.
If your can't disturb you, open a book, start learning.
Yeah.
If you have
or like for example, the one of the other advice given is like or start to say a mission about past something. Torah, dafka, yeah, specifically.
If you have a foreign interruption, how do you go?
Foreign thoughts, right? Machshav Zayir
in the election.
Machshav Zayir
in the election.
Oh, foreign intervention.
If you have foreign intervention,
yeah,
and you open a
interference or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Voting interference. What do they call it?
Foreign interference.
Yeah, foreign interference.
If you have foreign interference.
Yeah, if Russia comes to you, if Russia tries to, if Russia tries to
bring him to the show.
It's funny that country should call themselves Russia, right? No, but anyway,
Russia.
Russia, like in Russia.
Yeah, but it does.
Why would you call yourself?
Only English.
I know. Yeah, only English.
Russia.
Anyways, so Asher
Belarus.
Belarus, right? Belarus.
White. It's white Russia.
Yeah, Belarus. But if you have a learning Torah, right? So what's the risk? You're gonna start thinking to yourself, oh, I'm learning Torah. So what do you do first? Therefore, that's why it's important to wait a second. Why am I learning Torah? Who gave me Torah? He chose us from all the nations. He gave us his Torah. He gave it's a gift. I'm not even really. We shouldn't even have such a thing. Only he gave it to us as a gift. So then you remind yourself, and this is why when they didn't make the Birchas Torah, they forgot who gave them the Torah, and they started thinking of themselves as, oh, we who have this great. What do you mean you who have this great? Who do you? It's not from you.
And now, Kioraise Shma the Kutshabruchu. The Oraisa is the name of the Eibishter. כמו כשצריכים לקרות את אחד, קוראים אותו בשמו, כן, כשצריכים לקרות את חי החיים, כדי להמשיך ממנו חיים ואריכות ימים, צריך לקרות אותו בשמו.
So what does it say? The Torah is the names of Hashem. If I want to call you, right?
You say contractor.
If I'm very rude, I'll be like, hey.
You say contractor.
So if I say Bunim, you turn around. You're right. So the Eibishter, we want him. He's the source of our life. We need life from him. So what do? We call his name. And this is how life draws down.
Can I call you back in 10? Podcast? I think it went to my house. Let me call you back. Bye.
So, see, this is Arichos Yamin.
Me?
Yeah, Arichos Yamin is we can do learn Torah and work at the same time.
No, that's not good.
Yeah. So anybody.
So
when
when
you
you call
out
someone, when you need to call someone, so if you need life,
you call to
you
the source
call
of
the
life.
source of life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to the source of life, to the life of living.
To the life of the life of our life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get from him more life and long days. וצריך לקרוא אותו בשמו, and you need to call him in his name כביכול. Like
as if to say,
as if to say, ושמו התורה כנ"ל.
As if to say, because really he's higher than all the names and everything.
So it's more like
it's not
it's
not
more.
names.
So I think I don't know if I should finer the nuances or not, but it's in my brain, so I'm going to say it out. So it's more of summoning, like, because you don't say like Hashem, come here. You through the business, like you're doing a ritual to summon God. To give you
but it's also like a father, right? When the kid, you hear the kid say Abba.
Yeah, but
come, right?
But you don't say like you don't start to see like a brick and another brick creates foundation, and I'm gonna come, you know.
No, it's a kid calling Abba.
But
no, wait, not just that. And when you think about it, right? Wait a second. The kid is calling Abba, and I'm coming. Wait a second, I'm the father. He's the kid.
Come here.
You come here. Why should? But what? But that's the Eibishter. So he loves us like a father, more than a father. Right? A father's just our earthly marshal. We call, he comes.
But כביכול שמו הוא התורה. Oh, they basically said that his name is the Torah. It's not like the old Torah is his name.
No, it's his name. So when you read Torah, we're calling his name.
נמצא שעל ידי עסק התורה קוראים את אריכות ימים, ועל כן מוזר המלך על עסק התורה ביותר מכל העולם. Wow. And this is why the business of Torah, you call it Arichos Yomim. You happens to happen to you the Arichos Yomim through the business of Torah, and this is why the king of Am Yisrael is warned about learning Torah more than everybody. Shna Sakel, right?
Right.
Who is reading from the Torah?
Right, the king. Why? Oh, because he is Malchus. Since he's ruling over everybody, so this is why also you see the tzaddikim, who are they learn Torah more than everybody.
Who is the kings of Am Yisrael?
The kings of the Nesiim, no? Then Mordechai, the Nasi. The Nasi is
the kings itself.
Right.
All of them weren't like just they were from royal family.
Right.
They were
right. They were very
they were Malchus.
We know Shlomo Melech was wise from all men in history.
And all of it through the Torah, right?
What does it mean wise, right? It was all through Torah.
מחמת שהוא צריך לקרוא את האריכות ימים לתוך המלכות כנ"ל. And he needs to actually draw the אריכות ימים, וזה שכתוב בפרשת המלך. פרשת המלך, דבורים י"ז. ואויסו אימוי וקורו בו כל ימי חיו. Yeah.
When it talks about a king, when it says that and you'll make a king on yourselves.
וקורו בו דייקה, and he needs to learn it from...
It says v'karabai, which means what does mean reading? That's the kara. Right, which we still call it now, Kriyas HaTorah.
Right.
Right. Wait a second. Why do you call it Kriyas HaTorah? It should be Limud HaTorah. It can be reading. It means Amen. It means calling out. Why are you calling out the Torah? Because it's his name. So when we do now Kriyas HaTorah, it's because calling out in the Torah because we're calling out his name.
Wow.
So by the way, people, when you have in a shul and they're reading the Torah, this is our reason. Why
you need to listen.
Not only that, the Baal Torah, he's not just doing it for him; he's doing it for us. That's when we listen to those words. We're calling out in Hashem's name, and He answers us by giving us life, by giving us.
היינו שעל ידי עסק התורה הוא קורא את החיים כנ"ל, וזה ימי חיוב, ימי חיוב דייקה. כי כשמקבלים את החיות, צריך לקבלם במידה. כי בלא מידה וצמצום אי אפשר לקבל את החיות מהשם יתברך, מחמת ריבוי אור.
Yeah. Meaning it's too infinite. It has to, if we're gonna do something.
And when you get the life from it, you need to get it in a amount,
measured,
measured in a tzimtzum.
Yeah. like contracted. Yeah.
contracted. אי אפשר לקבל את החיות מהשם יתברך. וצמצום אי אפשר לקבל החיות את השם. כי בלא מידה וצמצום אי אפשר לקבל את החיות מהשם יתברך. Without the measure and the contraction, you won't be able to get this liveliness from the Eibishter. מחמת ריבוי האור.
Too much light.
Because too much light. כי ריבוי השמן גורם כיבוי הנר. He's given an example, when you put too much oil in the candle, it's going to turn off the candle.
Yeah.
כן צריך לקבל החיות במידה. וזה זוכין על ידי עסק התורה. כי התורה היא שמו של הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Right.
And this you can get only through the limud term.
Why? And what's his name? His name, we know, is already is in the world of Atzilus, right?
Right.
In the world of Atzilus, it's already after the Tzimtzum. It's already.
והשם הוא הכלי של הדבר. And the Eibishter, and the name of the Eibishter is the vessel of the whole thing.
Yeah.
שבהשם הזה נקבע לחיות של הדבר הזה. And because of this name, you get the limitation of the liveliness of this thing. כמו שכתוב, נפש חיה ושמו. A living soul is his name. שבהשם נקבע לנפש והחיות של כל דבר. Because the name, the Eibishter itself is the limitation of all life and soul. Anything. ועל כן, כשקוראים את האדם בשמו, הוא מזומן תכף אצלו, מחמת שבהשם נקבע לכל הנפש והחיות שלו. And this why, when you call a guy, the guy is turning right away. Because his name is his essence. Your essence is your name. You know, they say, like, if you want to wake someone,
even though it's an
you want to wake someone, you
different.
just say his full name,
Right.
and he will wake up.
Yeah.
Not from your house, maybe also. I don't know. Well, if the amount of time I spoke about you, you should have woke up in the middle of the night. You felt last night. Did you woke up last night?
Sometimes a little water helps also.
מחמת שבהשם נקבל כל הנפש והחיות שלו, וכן התורה הוא שמו של הקדוש ברוך הוא. היינו ששם נקבל החיות מחי החיים. Basically, when you learn Torah, this is the essence of the Eibishter.
Yeah, but interesting. This is why we read certain parts at certain times. For example, why the Parshas Haman? Right, people read for Parnasa, right? Why? What's the difference? Read any part of. So why? Because how does the name work? I can call you different things. Your son calls you Abba, right? Because what's the part of you he wants to wake up? Abba. The fatherly part. I don't call you Abba. I'm not looking to wake up that part.
You're saying each
part. I mean, if I'll need a lollipop, I'll call you Abba also. But right, if somebody wants to, if you have a general in the army, right? His wife doesn't call him general. His wife calls him by his name. She's waking up that part. His son calls him Abba. His soldier calls him general. Parshas Haman wakes up that part of the Eibishter.
Right. כי התורה היא בחינת מידות. כי יש בתורה אותיות ותיבות ופסוקים ופרשיות וסדרים שהם בחינת מידות. שבהם נקבע לחיות במידה, ועל כן על ידי התורה, שהוא שמו של הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא בחינת מידות, יכול לקבל את החיות. Basically, he's saying here that underlying that you have different levels. That you could wake up. Right now we talk about waking up the life of the Eibishter, right? כי על ידי התורה קוראים את החיים. Through learning the Torah, you're waking up the life, וממשיכים את החיות לתוך המידות, and you continuing the life to the measures, שהם בחינת ימים. That you have days.
That's yama, days, a measured thing.
וזה שכתוב, ומידת ימי מהי. דוד המלך, what is my measure of my life?
Days, right.
My day. היינו שהתורה, and this is why he learned every Shabbos, right? David HaMelech.
Yeah, no.
How did he prevent the Malach HaMavis to come?
Right, he was learning. Actually, he says during the end of his life, he was learning not just Shabbos, all the time.
All the time? Because he knew what day. He knew what day.
He knew it was going to be on Shabbos,
yeah.
So he would learn 20, meaning from the beginning of Shabbos to the end of Shabbos.
He asked the Eibishter, like, when I'm going to die, in his Eibishter, I can't tell you that. Okay, so what day? Okay, Shabbos. But more than that. So every Shabbos, he learned from the beginning of Shabbos to the end of Shabbos. And then 1 week, the Tzara went outside and shake the tree or something, and he got spooked. He stopped for a second to go check it out. And
yeah, right up. That's it.
וזה שכתוב הוא מידת ימי מהי. אוקיי. היינו שהתורה שבחינת מה שכתוב, מה העדות והחוקים המשפטיים מבחינת מידות וימים כנ"ל שעל ידי הלידה קוראים את החיות לתוך המידה והימים, שבלא זה לא היה אפשר לקבל את החיות מחמת ריבוי אור.
Right, so much light. Right, yeah. But what does the Torah do? The Torah takes, which the Torah is his chachma, which is infinite, right. but it splits it so that we are able to receive his light and we need it in a measured way. So that's why the Torah is split into parshas,
Right.
into psukim, into letters, into concepts, into parsha, into parshas Amon, parshas Amalek, etc. etc.
וזה וקרא בו כל ימי חייו, שעל ידי התורה קוראת אחריות לתוך הימים והמידות כנ"ל. And this is what it means that the king read through it all his life, that through learning the Torah,
right, all the days
of his life is getting all the measures of life into it. ועל כן צריך לעסוק בתורה בפה דייקה, and this is why you need to learn with the mouth, like with פה מלא, כי כשצריך לקרוא את אחד בשמות, צריך לקרוא אותו בפה דייקה. You can't just think like read it.
That's why in learning
you actually
Torah,
learn it with your mouth.
you actually have to say, yeah.
ואי אפשר לקרוא אותו בשמו במחשבה בעל פה, and you cannot just call him and you like thinking about it. כי אי אפשר לקרוא את החי החיים בשמו, כי אם על ידי הפה. You can't call the essence of the חי החיים,
It's like I'll tell you, Bunim, I was thinking your name and you didn't turn around.
Right.
Oh, why didn't you say something?
כי אם על ידי הפה, ולא על ידי המחשבה לבדה, not only through the thinking, וזה שאמרו חכמינו זיכרונם לברכה, כי חיים הם למוצאיהם. Because life gets to the למוצאיהם.
Means to those who
למוצאיהם בפה, that whoever gets it out of mice. למוצאיהם בפה דייקה. למוצאיהם בפה דייקה. שעל ידי זה זוכה לחיים כנ"ל. Oh, this is the Gemara. The Gemara says, is learning.
Meaning you have to say through saying the words of Torah, which is the names of Hashem. This is how you get you merit to life. This is the meme. That's the meme right there. If we had to make a meme, it would be right that by saying words of Torah, physically saying them with your mouth, specifically this you merit to life.
נמצא על ידי עסק התורה, ממשיכים אריכות ימים, ואז זוכה לדעת, through the business of learning Torah, you drawing the yamim, and you accomplish to get some knowledge. כי הדעת והשכל הוא בעצמו החיות, and the knowledge and the brains of the behind stuff, this is itself the liveliness. כמו שכתוב, החוכמה תחיה את בעליה. As Kohelet says, the חוכמה, the smartness, will give life to the owner. Which is
interesting, right? Because we just said Rabbanus is kills the Baal, but Chachma
will give you life.
Right. Meaning, if you're not doing it, if you're like you're doing it for to be
you can
how great I am.
So basically, you should be the Baalim of the Chachma. You should control the Chachma. If you let the Chachma control you, you can become a maskil very easily, right?
Yeah. Right, if you become.
But if you are the Baalim of the Chachma, that's going to give you life.
Right. Not the Chachma is everything's logic, right.
So it's very, very interesting. כי השכל הוא עיקר החיות, ועל ידי זה הדעת יכולים לקרב ולהוכיח את מי שצריך להוכיח.
Now you will go through the whole cycle. We start off. You have to learn Torah.
Yep.
Right. You have to learn Torah. Learning Torah gives you. And
long lives give you knowledge how to give techacha.
And now that you have knowledge, that answers the question of how can you give someone techacha?
Right.
How do you know what techacha to give him? Through the learning of the Torah.
Right. All right.
Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Start the next year with Rabbi Chaim.